Angel reveal. This is the person you will marry. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because you didn't stumble on these words by accident. Something guided you here at the exact moment your soul was ready to hear what your mind has been quietly wondering late at night, wondering during pauses, wondering when the world goes quiet and your heart asks questions it doesn't say out loud. Listen to this. The person you will marry is not a mystery to heaven. Their energy has already brushed against yours, maybe not physically yet, maybe not in the way you expected, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically, the connection is already written. Don't scroll, because this isn't about fantasy, it's about alignment, about destiny unfolding in layers instead of all at once so it doesn't overwhelm you. Listen to this. Angels don't reveal futures to rush you. They reveal them to calm you, and the calm you feel right now is not coincidence, it's recognition. This message is for you because your heart has been healing, shedding old versions of love that required pain to feel real, and heaven noticed that shift. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. The person you will marry is not someone who drains you, confuses you, or keeps you guessing. When their energy enters your life fully, your body will respond before your mind does, your shoulders will relax, your breathing will deepen, your nervous system will finally stop bracing. Listen to this. That feeling of safety is not boredom, it's compatibility, and compatibility is sacred. Don't scroll, because the universe has been sending you signs preparing you for this recognition. Angel numbers appearing when you least expect them. 1111 when you think about commitment or partnership. 222 when you question balance or timing. 333 when you ask for guidance without words. 444 when you need reassurance that you're protected. These are not random, they are confirmations, gentle nudges saying, keep going, you're closer than you think. Listen to this. Your spiritual awakening has refined your desires. You're no longer asking for love that feels intense but unstable. You're asking for love that feels steady, present, and real, and that's why this connection hasn't rushed in yet. Don't scroll, because heaven doesn't send lifelong partners into unhealed spaces, it prepares both people quietly, separately, so when they meet, love doesn't become a battlefield. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone who respects your boundaries without you having to explain them, someone who listens without defensiveness, someone whose consistency feels natural, not forced, and when you think about them, even now, without knowing details, you feel a sense of, I won't have to fight for peace with this person. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this confirmation right now. You may have thought in the past that love had to be earned through sacrifice, patience, or endurance, but that belief was part of an old lesson, one you've outgrown. Listen to this. Angels reveal marriage energy only when a soul has learned discernment, because discernment protects destiny. Don't scroll, because the person you will marry is not meant to repeat old patterns. They are meant to meet you where you are now, not where you were when you were surviving. Listen to this. You might already know them, or you might meet them in an ordinary moment that feels anything but ordinary. Once it happens, the meeting won't feel chaotic or dramatic, it will feel familiar in a calm way, like recognition without pressure. Don't scroll, because that's how soul connections work after awakening. They don't scream, they resonate. Listen to this. Your intuition will not feel frantic with this person. It will feel steady, grounded, and quietly excited, and that steadiness is how angels mark alignment. Don't scroll, because something is shifting soon, a realization, a release, or a decision that clears space for this connection to step forward more clearly, and that release may feel emotional, but it will also feel relieving. Listen to this. Heaven never takes without replacing. It only removes what would block what's meant for you. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. You are not behind. You are not forgotten, and you are not asking for too much. You are asking for what aligns with your soul. Listen to this. The person you will marry is being prepared just as intentionally as you are, learning lessons, closing cycles, letting go of versions of themselves that couldn't meet you fully, and timing is synchronizing quietly. Don't scroll, because divine timing doesn't announce itself loudly. It reveals itself through peace, signs, and inner knowing. Listen to this. When this connection becomes undeniable, you won't feel anxiety about the future. You'll feel trust in yourself, trust in them, trust in the unfolding, and that trust will feel different than anything you've known before. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. Love aligned with destiny does not require you to chase, convince, or overextend. It meets you halfway without hesitation. Listen to this. The angels are not teasing you with this reveal. They are grounding you so you don't settle for less while waiting for what's true. Don't scroll, because the cliffhanger here is not about when, it's about who you're becoming, and who you're becoming is someone ready for a love that lasts. Listen to this. Stay present, stay open, stay grounded, because the person you will marry is not coming to complete you. They are coming to walk with you, and that walk begins the moment you trust that what's meant for you cannot miss you. Breathe, feel the calm, hold the knowing, because this message found you right on time, and the love meant for you is already responding to the awareness you carry now. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what unfolds next is where recognition deepens and doubt finally loosens its grip, and the universe wants you present for this moment, not rushed, not distracted, just here, because the clarity arriving now is gentle but permanent. Listen closely. After the reveal comes confirmation, and confirmation doesn't arrive as fireworks. It arrives as resonance, that quiet yes in your chest that doesn't need proof. You've been wondering how you'll know for sure, how you'll recognize the one you will marry without losing yourself in hope or fear, and the answer is simpler than you expect. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. The person meant for you will not compete with your peace, they will complement it. You won't feel the need to audition your worth, over-explain your boundaries, or dim your light to keep them close. Listen to this. Your body will tell the truth before your mind catches up. Your shoulders won't tense, your stomach won't knot, your breath won't shallow. Instead there will be a sense of steadiness, like standing on solid ground after a long time at sea. Don't scroll, because the universe has been training you to recognize this feeling by contrast, by showing you what isn't it, by letting intensity burn out so clarity can remain. Listen to this. The person you will marry meets you in consistency, not chaos, and consistency is not boring, it's safe, and safety is where love grows roots. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. You may have been conditioned to think love should feel like butterflies and urgency, but after awakening, love feels like trust and presence, like someone choosing you every day without needing reminders. Listen to this. The angels have been guiding you through signs to recalibrate your expectations. Angel numbers appearing when you question timing. 1. 11 when new beginnings whisper. 2:22 when balance is being restored. 6 hours 66 minutes when you're reminded to release fear and choose harmony. 8:88 when abundance aligns with commitment. These are confirmations that your desires are aligning with your destiny. Don't scroll, because the universe responds to alignment faster than it responds to longing. Listen to this. You've done the inner work that allows a lifelong partner to meet you without triggering old wounds, and that work matters more than you realize. The person you will marry will feel familiar. Not because you've known them forever, but because your values, rhythms, and emotional language speak the same dialect. Don't scroll, because this recognition will not be dramatic, it will be grounding. You'll notice how conversations flow without effort, how silence feels comfortable instead of awkward, how decisions feel collaborative instead of heavy. Listen to this. The universe is not hiding this person from you. It is aligning circumstances so when you meet or fully see each other, you can build without tearing down. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this. Truth right now. Marriage energy doesn't rush, it stabilizes. It doesn't demand instant certainty, it grows confidence naturally. Listen to this. You may feel a gentle nudge to release something soon, an old attachment, a belief about love that no longer fits, a pattern of waiting for potential instead of choosing presence. That release will feel like relief, not loss. Don't scroll, because heaven creates space before it adds something sacred. Listen to this. The person you will marry is also being prepared, learning to show up with integrity, closing doors that would have diluted their capacity to choose you fully, and timing is synchronizing quietly, not loudly. Don't scroll, because quiet synchronization is how destiny protects itself from interference. Listen to this. When you cross paths, or when the connection deepens into clarity, you won't feel pressure to label everything immediately. There will be mutual patience, shared vision, and a sense that you're walking toward something together rather than dragging each other along. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not missing signs, you are integrating them, and integration feels like calm confidence, not urgency. Listen to this. After awakening, attraction is guided by intuition more than adrenaline, and intuition is steady. It whispers, it nudges, it doesn't shout. Don't scroll, because that whisper is leading you to a love that can last. You may notice your standards are clearer now, not higher out of fear, but truer out of self-respect, and that clarity filters out what cannot meet you. Listen to this. The angels are not revealing details to create impatience, they are grounding you so you don't settle out of loneliness or rush out of anxiety. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this anchoring right now. The person you will marry does not complete you, they collaborate with you. They don't fix you, they choose you, and that choice feels calm, consistent, and mutual. Listen to this. When doubts arise, notice how quickly they fade compared to before. That's your inner knowing strengthening. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger that matters, not when or where, but how it will feel, and it will feel like home, not the kind you grew up in, but the kind you build intentionally, with care, trust, and shared values. Listen to this. Stay open without chasing, stay grounded without closing off, stay present without rushing the future, because what is meant for you is moving toward you at the same pace you're becoming ready to receive it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this final reassurance right now. Love aligned with destiny arrives without you having to betray yourself to keep it, and the moment you recognize that truth, the path ahead clears in ways that feel almost effortless. Breathe, feel the steadiness, trust the signs, and know that this unfolding is not teasing you. It's preparing you, and preparation is love's quiet promise that what's coming will be able to stay. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is being revealed next is not about imagination or wishful thinking, it's about alignment finally becoming visible, and the universe wants you calm enough to recognize it when it appears. Stay with me, because this is the layer where understanding turns into certainty, where questions soften into knowing, and where your soul exhales because something finally makes sense. Listen closely. The Person you will marry is not someone who rushes your healing or pressures your timing. They are someone who arrives when you no longer feel the need to prove, perform, or convince, and that arrival is quieter than you expected. Don't scroll, because quiet does not mean insignificant. Quiet is how destiny protects itself from interference. Listen to this. You've already been prepared for this recognition through contrast. Through connections that taught you what love is not, through moments that showed you how anxiety feels in your body, how inconsistency drains you, how intensity without stability exhausts you, and those lessons were not wasted, they refined your discernment. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Discernment is what allows angels to reveal marriage energy without fear of you attaching to illusion. Listen to this. The person meant for you feels familiar not because you've known them forever, but because your values align effortlessly. Your communication feels natural, and your emotional pace matches. You don't feel like you're constantly catching up or slowing down, you feel in sync. Don't scroll, because that synchronicity is rare, and it's something your soul recognizes instantly. Listen to this. After spiritual awakening, love no longer feels like longing mixed with anxiety. It feels like curiosity mixed with calm, attraction mixed with trust, excitement mixed with safety, and that combination is how you know you're not repeating old patterns. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not becoming too picky, you are becoming precise. You are not closing your heart, you are protecting its future. Listen to this. The angels have been guiding you through subtle signs to prepare you for this shift. Numbers appearing when you release control, synchronicities aligning when you choose peace, moments of relief when you stop forcing connections. These are confirmations that your energy is changing. Don't scroll, because as your energy changes, the kind of love that can reach you changes too. Listen to this. The person you will marry does not arrive to fill a void, they arrive to build something with you, and building requires two people who are emotionally present, grounded, and willing to grow together. Don't scroll, because this is not about perfection, it's about readiness. Listen to this. Readiness feels like emotional availability, accountability, and the ability to sit with discomfort without disappearing, and that's the level you're now operating at. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this affirmation right now. The universe does not reveal marriage energy to people who are still chasing validation, it reveals it to people who are choosing alignment. Listen to this. You may notice that your attraction patterns have shifted, that you're less interested in potential and more drawn to presence, less impressed by charm and more moved by consistency. And that shift is the result of growth, not fear. Don't scroll, because growth can feel unfamiliar, especially if you were conditioned to equate love with emotional highs and lows. Listen to this. The person meant for you will not trigger your need to self-abandon. They will respect your boundaries without resentment, support your independence without insecurity, and choose you without hesitation. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. When this connection becomes undeniable, you won't feel pressured to define everything immediately. There will be mutual patience, shared vision, and a sense of, we're moving in the same direction. Listen to this. The universe often confirms alignment through ease, through how obstacles dissolve instead of multiply, through how conversations feel productive instead of draining, through how your body feels calm instead of alert. Don't scroll, because your body is a spiritual instrument. It tells the truth before your mind does. Listen to this. If you feel calmer imagining a future with someone rather than anxious, that's not settling, that's alignment. Don't scroll, because the person you will marry is someone whose presence feels like support, not pressure, someone whose love expands your life instead of narrowing it. listen to this, angels don't reveal timelines because timelines create anxiety, they reveal qualities because qualities create recognition. And you are being trained to recognize, don't scroll. Because your heart needs this reassurance right now, nothing meant for you will require you to abandon yourself to keep it, nothing aligned with destiny will punish you for choosing peace. Listen to this, you are closer than you think, not because you're searching harder, but because you're finally aligned enough to receive. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger that matters. The next phase is not about waiting. It's about staying open without forcing, grounded without guarding, present without rushing. Listen to this, trust what feels calm, trust what feels steady, trust what feels mutual, because that's the energy marriage grows from. Breathe, stay with this knowing, let it settle, because the universe is not teasing you, it's preparing you, and preparation is the quiet promise that when this love arrives fully, it will be able to stay, grow, and last. Don't scroll, listen to this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what's being revealed here is the part most people never slow down long enough to hear, the part where destiny stops feeling distant and starts feeling personal, real, and close. Stay with me, because this is where the picture sharpens, where the fog lifts just enough for your intuition to recognize what your mind couldn't yet name. Listen closely. The person you will marry is not revealed through fantasy or impatience, they are revealed through resonance, and resonance is something your body understands before your thoughts catch up. Don't scroll, because your heart has been quietly learning this language over time, through healing, through disappointment, through letting go of versions of love that felt intense but unstable, and those experiences were not mistakes, they were training. Listen to this. The universe doesn't bring marriage energy into your awareness until you've learned how to tell the difference between attachment and alignment, and you've crossed that threshold, even if you didn't realize it consciously. Don't scroll, because your reactions have changed, your tolerance has shifted, your intuition speaks faster now, and that's why this message is landing with calm instead of confusion. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone who does not trigger your old survival patterns. They don't make you feel like you have to compete, chase, prove, or endure to be chosen. Instead, their presence feels like an invitation to relax into yourself, like permission to be honest without fear of losing them. Don't scroll, because that feeling is rare, and your soul recognizes it as safety. Listen to this. Safety in love does not mean lack of passion, it means passion without fear, depth without chaos, connection without constant uncertainty. And that is what your heart has been quietly asking for, even when you didn't have the words. Don't scroll, because the signs have been preparing you for this recognition, angel numbers appearing during moments of clarity instead of desperation, synchronicities showing up when you choose peace over persistence, subtle confirmations when you stop forcing outcomes. These are all ways the universe has been recalibrating you. Listen to this. The person you will marry is not someone you need to fix or save. And you are not someone they need to rescue. This is a meeting of two grounded individuals choosing each other freely. And that freedom is what makes commitment sacred instead of suffocating. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You may have believed at one time that love required struggle to feel meaningful, but that belief was tied to growth stages you've already completed. Listen to this. The love that leads to marriage after awakening feels simpler, clearer, and more mutual than anything you've known before, and simplicity does not mean shallow. It means sustainable. Don't scroll, because sustainability is what angels protect, not intensity. Listen to this. You may notice that when you imagine this person, you don't imagine drama, you imagine shared routines, shared values, shared calm, and that vision doesn't excite your ego, it soothes your soul. Don't scroll, because that soothing is how you know this is real, not imagined. Listen to this. The universe reveals marriage energy gradually so you don't attach to a face before you. Understand the feeling, because faces can change, circumstances can shift, but the feeling of alignment remains consistent. Don't scroll, because you are being taught to recognize the feeling first, the way your body relaxes, the way your mind quiets, the way your heart opens without fear. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone whose consistency feels effortless, not something you have to negotiate for, whose communication feels clear instead of confusing, whose presence adds to your life instead of consuming it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. When this connection becomes undeniable, you won't feel the need to rush toward labels or guarantees. There will be a natural confidence in the unfolding, a sense that time is working with you, not against you. Listen to this. Angels don't rush unions meant to last, they stabilize them, and stabilization feels like patience without anxiety, trust without blindness, hope without desperation. Don't scroll, because this phase is about trust, not waiting. Listen to this. Trust that what is meant for you is not delayed, it is aligning. Trust that the version of you who can sustain marriage is emerging naturally, not through force. Trust that the person meant to walk with you long-term is also being prepared, learning how to show up with integrity, responsibility, and emotional presence. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding. You are not meant to search for this person, you are meant to live in alignment until paths cross naturally, and alignment attracts alignment without effort. Listen to this. You may feel drawn to release something soon, a belief, a habit, a connection that no longer reflects who you are becoming, and that release will feel like relief, not loss. Don't scroll, because heaven always clears space before it introduces something sacred. Listen to this. When doubts arise, notice how they no longer spiral the way they used to. That's growth, that's self-trust stabilizing. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this final reassurance right now. The angels are not teasing you with this message, they are anchoring you so you don't settle for what feels familiar instead of what feels aligned. Listen to this. The person you will marry will not require you to betray your intuition to keep them, will not punish you for honesty, and will not make you feel like love is something you must earn daily. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger. That matters, not when or how, but how it will feel, and it will feel like recognition without fear, commitment without pressure, love without chaos. Listen to this. Stay open, stay grounded, stay present, because the universe is not asking you to wait. It's asking you to trust that what is meant for you is moving toward you as steadily as you are becoming ready to receive it. Breathe, let the calm settle, let the knowing land. Because this message didn't find you to excite you temporarily, it found you to stabilize you for something that's meant to last. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now. Because what you are stepping into is the deepest layer of this reveal, the part where destiny stops feeling like a distant promise and starts feeling like something that's already moving toward you in quiet, undeniable ways. Stay with me, because this is where many people get impatient or distracted, and you were guided here so you wouldn't miss the subtle truth unfolding. Listen closely. The person you will marry is not revealed to you all at once, because certainty built slowly lasts longer than certainty built on excitement, and heaven is more interested in what endures than what dazzles. Don't scroll, because your heart has already been changing in preparation for this. You've noticed it in the way you no longer chase connections that feel confusing, in the way you step back instead of leaning in when something feels off. In the way you choose peace even when intensity tries to call you back. Listen to this, those changes are not accidental, they are signs that your spirit is aligning with a love that can sustain commitment. Don't scroll, because the person you will marry is not someone who enters your life through chaos, mixed signals, or emotional whiplash. They arrive through clarity, steadiness, and mutual respect, and that kind of arrival can feel almost too calm if you're used to love being loud. Listen to this. Calm does not mean lack of chemistry, it means chemistry. That doesn't threaten your nervous system. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not settling for less by choosing peace, you are choosing something deeper, something that doesn't fade when emotions fluctuate or circumstances shift. Listen to this. The angels have been guiding you to this understanding through repetition, through patterns that kept showing you what doesn't work, through endings that hurt but freed you, through moments of clarity that arrived after you chose yourself. Don't scroll, because every time you honored your intuition, you aligned yourself more closely with the person who can walk beside you long term. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone who does not compete with your healing, they support it, they don't feel threatened by your growth, they celebrate it, and that dynamic feels empowering rather than consuming. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this clarity right now. Marriage energy after awakening is not about losing yourself, it's about expanding together. Listen to this. When you imagine life with this person, you don't imagine constant emotional highs and lows, you imagine shared mornings, mutual respect, laughter without tension, disagreements that don't threaten the foundation, and that vision feels grounding rather than overwhelming. Don't scroll, because grounding is how angels confirm alignment. Listen to this. You may have noticed that the universe has been slowing you down in certain areas lately, delaying connections, pausing conversations, redirecting your attention inward, and that slowdown was not punishment, it was preparation. Don't scroll, because heaven slows things down when it's aligning something important. Listen to this. The person you will marry is also going through preparation, learning how to communicate honestly, how to take responsibility, how to show up consistently. And timing is synchronizing in ways you cannot yet see. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reminder right now. Divine timing is not idle, it's active behind the scenes. Listen to this. You are not meant to search for this person obsessively, you are meant to live in alignment so recognition happens naturally, and recognition feels effortless, not forced. Don't scroll, because the universe brings aligned people together when both are ready to see each other clearly. Listen to this. Readiness does not mean perfection, it means self-awareness, accountability, and the willingness to grow together rather than at each other's expense. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding. The person you will marry is someone who chooses you even when things are ordinary, someone whose commitment doesn't depend on constant excitement, someone whose presence feels reliable. Listen to this. Reliability is romantic when you've outgrown chaos. Don't scroll, because many people mistake chaos for passion. But passion without safety burns out. Passion with safety build something lasting. Listen to this. You may feel moments of doubt, wondering if this calm certainty means you're losing your edge or your spark, but that doubt is just the echo of old conditioning, not truth. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Love does not have to hurt to be meaningful, it does not have to destabilize you to be deep. Listen to this. The angels are not showing you the face of this person yet because faces can distract, but they are showing you the feeling because feelings don't lie, and the feeling is peace with excitement, stability with attraction, trust with curiosity. Don't scroll, because when this connection becomes clear, you will not feel rushed to define everything. There will be confidence in the process, patience without anxiety, and a sense that you are building something intentionally. Listen to this. Intention is what separates temporary connections from lifelong partnerships. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not missing your chance. You are becoming the version of yourself who can recognize and sustain what's meant for you. Listen to this. Every time you choose alignment over attachment, clarity over confusion, peace over intensity, you move closer to this union. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger heaven wants you to sit with, not, when will it happen, but, how ready am I to receive it? And the answer is unfolding in real time. Listen to this. Stay present, stay open, stay grounded, because what is meant for you is not waiting for you to chase it. It is moving toward you as you become more yourself. Breathe, let the calm settle, let the knowing grow, because this reveal is not about creating anticipation, it's about anchoring you in truth, so when love arrives fully, you don't question it, you recognize it, and recognition is what allows love to stay. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what you are feeling is not imagination, it's alignment tightening into place, and the universe wants you fully present for this layer of truth. Stay with me, because this is where many people get restless and miss the quiet confirmation that changes everything. Listen closely. The person you will marry is no longer a distant idea or a vague promise. Their energy is already moving closer to yours. In ways you may not consciously see yet, but your spirit feels it, that subtle sense that something is forming, that life is rearranging itself around you. Don't scroll, because that feeling is not random, it's resonance, and resonance happens when two paths begin to synchronize. Listen to this. You've been preparing for this union not by waiting, but by changing, by healing, by choosing differently, by learning when to walk away instead of holding on, and heaven has been watching every one of those moments. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. The love meant for you is not delayed because you're unworthy, it's aligning because you are. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone who meets you in the version of yourself you are now, not the version that was willing to tolerate confusion, inconsistency, or emotional instability. And that shift in you is the reason old dynamics stopped fitting. Don't scroll, because nothing broke, you outgrew it. Listen to this. You may notice that your patience looks different now. It's not endless endurance, it's discernment. You know when to pause, when to speak, when to step back, and that wisdom is what allows a lifelong partnership to stand. Don't scroll, because marriage energy does not attach to chaos, it attaches to clarity. Listen to this. The person you will marry does not trigger your survival instincts, they don't make you question your worth, they don't keep you guessing where you stand. Instead, their presence feels steady, predictable in the best way, and emotionally safe. Don't scroll, because safety is not boring, it's rare, and rare is valuable. Listen to this. You've been conditioned to think love has to be dramatic to be real, but angels are teaching you a different language now, one where love feels like trust, consistency, and mutual effort. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. The universe has been sending confirmations that you're on the right path. Angel numbers appearing when you choose peace over pursuit, synchronicities lining up when you stop forcing outcomes, moments of relief when you let go instead of holding tighter. These are signs of alignment. Listen to this. The person you will marry is also receiving signs, also being guided to release what no longer fits, also learning how to show up with integrity and emotional presence. And timing is synchronizing quietly, not loudly. Don't scroll, because quiet alignment lasts Longer than loud attraction. Listen to this. You may feel moments of loneliness or impatience, and that's human, but underneath those feelings is a deep sense of trust that didn't exist before, a trust in yourself, in your intuition, in the process, and that trust is what makes this different from past waiting. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding. Waiting rooted in fear drains you. Waiting rooted in trust strengthens you. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone who doesn't rush you into decisions. They respect your pace, your boundaries, your process, because they are grounded in themselves, and grounded people don't need to rush connection to feel secure. Don't scroll, because this kind of love grows steadily, not explosively. Listen to this. You might notice that your fantasies about love have changed, less about grand gestures, more about shared life, shared values, shared direction. And that shift is not settling, it's maturing. Don't scroll, because maturity is what allows love to last beyond the honeymoon phase. Listen to this. The angels are not giving you details to obsess over, they are giving you a feeling to anchor into, because when the feeling appears in real life, you will recognize it instantly. Don't scroll, because recognition is powerful. It cuts through doubt without effort. Listen to this. The person you will marry will feel like someone you don't have to perform for, someone who sees you clearly and chooses you anyway, someone whose love doesn't require you to abandon yourself to keep it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. Love aligned with destiny does not ask you to betray your intuition, silence your needs, or shrink your truth. Listen to this. You may be called to release one last belief soon, the belief that love must be difficult to be meaningful, and when that belief dissolves, space opens for something real. Don't scroll, because heaven always clears space before it delivers what's sacred. Listen to this. The person you will marry is not coming to save you or be saved by you. They are coming to build with you, to choose you daily, to grow alongside you, and that partnership feels empowering rather than consuming. Don't scroll, because empowerment is the signature of aligned love. Listen to this. When this connection becomes clear, you won't feel overwhelmed. You'll feel steady, confident, and grounded, and that steadiness is how angels confirm truth. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this final reassurance right now. You are not behind, you are not late, and you are not missing your moment. You are becoming the person who can recognize and sustain the love meant for you. Listen to this. Every time you choose self-respect over attachment, clarity over confusion, peace over intensity, you move closer to this union. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger that matters, not when it will happen, but how ready you are to receive it. And readiness is unfolding naturally in you now. Breathe, stay present, let the calm settle, because the universe is not teasing you, it is preparing you, and preparation is the quiet promise that when this love arrives fully, it will be able to stay, grow, and last. Don't scroll. Listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because what is unfolding in this moment is not imagination, it's alignment completing a cycle, and the universe wants you fully present so you don't misinterpret what you're feeling. Stay with me, because this is where many people mistake peace for stagnation and accidentally reach back toward what they already outgrew. And you were guided here so that doesn't happen. Listen closely. The person you will marry is no longer just coming someday. Their energy is already brushing against your life in subtle ways, in shifts you can feel but not yet name, in moments where your standards feel clearer, your patience feels wiser, and your tolerance for confusion feels lower. Don't scroll, because those changes didn't happen randomly. They happen because your soul is preparing to recognize something real. Listen to this. Recognition does not come with anxiety, it comes with steadiness, and that steadiness is what you're learning to trust now. You've spent seasons believing love required effort, sacrifice, and emotional endurance, but that belief was part of an earlier chapter, one that taught you discernment through contrast, and contrast is how wisdom is formed. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reminder right now. Wisdom doesn't make you colder, it makes you clearer. Listen to this. The person you will marry is someone whose presence doesn't activate your need to monitor, manage, or overthink. They don't keep you guessing where you stand. They don't pull you into emotional highs followed by lows. Instead, they show up consistently, and consistency is how safety speaks. Don't scroll, because safety is not the absence of passion, it's the foundation that allows passion to last without burning everything down. Listen to this. You may notice that what attracts you now is different than before. Less about charm and intensity, more about emotional maturity and reliability, and that shift is not settling, it's awakening. Don't scroll, because awakened love feels quieter but stronger, steadier but deeper. Listen to this. The universe has been guiding you through signs not to tease you, but to train you. Angel numbers appearing when you choose yourself, synchronicities lining up when you stop forcing outcomes, moments of relief when you finally let go of what felt heavy. These were confirmations that you're aligning with something sustainable. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding. The person you will marry is not someone you need to convince to stay. They don't require persuasion, pressure, or proof. They choose you freely, and that freedom is what makes commitment powerful instead of restrictive. Listen to this. Marriage energy after awakening is not about losing independence. It's about choosing partnership from wholeness. Don't scroll, because your soul has been healing from dynamics where love felt like work, and that healing matters more than you realize. Listen to this. The reason this connection hasn't rushed in yet is because heaven does not rush unions meant to last. It stabilizes both people first so love doesn't become a place of projection or dependency. Don't scroll, because preparation is not delay, it's protection. Listen to this. You may feel moments of impatience or doubt, wondering if calm means nothing is happening. But calm is what happens when chaos is no longer necessary to keep you engaged. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You are not missing out, you are stabilizing, and stabilization is what allows joy to last beyond the excitement phase. Listen to this. The person you will marry will feel like someone you don't have to perform for, someone who sees you clearly and doesn't ask you to shrink or overextend, someone whose love supports your growth instead of competing with it. Don't scroll, because that kind of love does not arrive through urgency, it arrives through timing that feels right in your body. Listen to this. When you imagine life with this person, it doesn't feel overwhelming, it feels doable, collaborative, shared, and that feeling is how your intuition confirms truth. Don't scroll, because intuition speaks through calm certainty, not through fear-based urgency. Listen to this. The angels are not revealing details to give your mind something to obsess over. They are grounding you in a feeling so when the person appears in real life, you recognize them without confusion. Don't scroll, because recognition cuts through doubt instantly. Listen to this. You may be called soon to release one last attachment, not necessarily to a person, but to an idea of how love is supposed to look, and that release will feel like relief, not loss. Don't scroll, because heaven always clears space before delivering something sacred. Listen to this. The person you will marry is also evolving, learning how to communicate honestly, how to show up consistently, how to choose partnership over ego, and timing is synchronizing behind the scenes. Don't scroll, because divine timing is not passive, it's active in ways you can't see yet. listen to this, you are not meant to chase this person, you are meant to live aligned until paths cross naturally, and natural crossings feel effortless, not forced. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Love aligned with destiny does not require you to abandon yourself to receive it. It meets you where you are and grows with you. Listen to this. When this connection becomes clear, you won't feel pressure to define everything immediately. There will be trust in the unfolding, patience without anxiety, and excitement without fear. Don't scroll, because that combination is rare, and it's what angels protect most fiercely. Listen to this. The reason this message keeps you engaged is because your spirit recognizes it as truth, not because it promises fantasy, but because it confirms alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment feels like relief mixed with anticipation, calm mixed with curiosity, steadiness mixed with hope. Listen to this. Stay open, stay grounded, stay present, because the universe is not asking you to wait passively, it's asking you to trust actively. Trust that who you're becoming is exactly who this love is meant to meet. Breathe, let the knowing settle. Let the calm anchor you, because this reveal is not about creating excitement for a moment, it's about stabilizing you for a love that's meant to last a lifetime. Don't scroll, listen to this. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, because you are standing at the completion point of a cycle that most people never consciously reach, and the universe wants you fully present so you don't misinterpret what is happening next. Stay with me, because this is where everything quietly locks into place, where destiny no longer needs hints or nudges, only your continued trust. Listen closely. The person you will marry is no longer just an idea forming in the distance. They are part of the structure being built around you now, in the way your days feel calmer, in the way your standards no longer wobble, in the way your intuition speaks clearly without panic, and that clarity is not accidental, it is earned. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. You didn't lose your hunger for love. You refined it. You didn't lower your expectations. You aligned them. You didn't stop hoping. You stopped bargaining with your peace. Listen to this. The universe only reveals marriage-level alignment when a soul is no longer willing to trade stability for excitement or familiarity for truth, and you crossed that threshold without even announcing it, through quiet choices, through walking away when it would have been easier to stay, through choosing rest over reaction, through trusting yourself when doubt tried to creep in. Don't scroll, because this is the part where many people get restless and try to do something to speed things up, but nothing needs speeding up now. Timing has already synchronized with who you've become. Listen to this. The person you will marry does not arrive to disrupt your life. They arrive to fit into it, seamlessly, steadily, naturally, and that fit is something you'll feel instantly in your body, not as adrenaline, but as grounding. Don't scroll, because grounding is the signature of real commitment. Listen to this. You may notice that your interest in emotionally chaotic situations has faded almost completely, not because you don't feel deeply anymore, but because you finally understand the cost of confusion, and you're no longer willing to pay it. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this truth right now. Love that leads to marriage does not require you to constantly self-regulate someone else's emotions, interpret mixed signals, or wait for clarity that never comes. It arrives clear, present, and available. Listen to this. The angels have been guiding you into this readiness through subtle but consistent signs, numbers repeating when you choose yourself, synchronicities lining up when you release control, moments of peace arriving right after you honor your intuition. These were not random comforts, they were confirmations that you were aligning with something lasting. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this grounding. the person you will marry is someone who meets you emotionally where you are, not where you used to be when you tolerated uncertainty. They don't romanticize struggle, they value stability, and that shared value is what allows love to grow roots. Listen to this, you may feel an unfamiliar confidence now, not loud, not performative, but steady, the kind that doesn't need reassurance, and that confidence is what attracts aligned partnership without effort. Don't scroll, because effort-based love is behind you. Listen to this. Marriage energy after awakening feels like mutual responsibility, shared direction, and respect that doesn't need to be negotiated, and that kind of energy cannot coexist with ambiguity, which is why ambiguity has been falling away from your life. Don't scroll, because nothing is being taken from you. What's leaving was never meant to follow you into this chapter. Listen to this. The person you will marry is also arriving at this point of readiness, learning how to show up without ego, how to communicate without avoidance, how to choose partnership without fear, and timing is aligning because both of you are now capable of sustaining something real. Don't scroll, because divine timing doesn't wait for perfection, it waits for maturity. Listen to this, maturity feels like emotional availability, accountability, and the ability to stay present when things are ordinary, not just when they're exciting. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this reassurance right now. The love meant for you is not dramatic in a way that drains you, it's meaningful in a way that supports you. Listen to this, when you imagine life with this person, it feels realistic, not overwhelming, hopeful without pressure, exciting without fear, and that balance is how your intuition confirms truth. Don't scroll, because intuition speaks through calm certainty, not obsessive thinking. Listen to this, you may feel moments of, is this really happening? Not because you doubt it, but because peace can feel unfamiliar after chaos, and that unfamiliarity is temporary. Don't scroll, because your nervous system is still adjusting to safety, and safety is what allows love to last. Listen to this, the angels are not showing you names, faces, or timelines because those details are less important than the inner alignment that allows recognition. When this person enters your life fully, you won't need signs to convince you, you'll simply know. Don't scroll, because recognition is instant when alignment is present. Listen to this, you may be guided soon to release one last emotional habit, not clinging, not overthinking, not questioning what already feels right, and that release will feel like freedom, not loss. Don't scroll, because heaven always clears the final layer of resistance before something sacred arrives. Listen to this. The person you will marry does not require you to become someone else, they recognize you as you are now. Grounded, self-aware, emotionally present, and ready to build. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this final reassurance right now. You are not behind schedule, you are not missing signs, you are not asking for too much, you are aligned, and alignment attracts what belongs without force. Listen to this, every time you chose peace over proving, truth over comfort, clarity over attachment, you moved closer to this union. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger heaven wants you to sit with, not, when will I meet them, but, how stable am I becoming, and the answer is unfolding beautifully in your daily life. Listen to this, stay present, stay open, stay grounded, because the universe is not preparing a whirlwind romance that burns out quickly, it is preparing a partnership that lasts, and lasting love arrives quietly, steadily, and with a sense of inevitability that feels like home. Breathe. Let the calm settle, let the knowing anchor you, because this reveal is not about excitement alone, it is about assurance, the assurance that what is meant for you is not only coming, it is compatible with who you are now, and that is the kind of love that stays.